Hello again. In this video I want to talk about pickups a little bit and setting the pickup height to get the best sound out of your guitar. Let's take a look at the guitar here, my trusty Thompson. And the pickups here, I've got two humbuckers and they're mounted in a fairly conventional way, that we've got a ring with a screw in each corner to fix the ring to the guitar, and either side of the pickup there's an extra screw. And those screws are used to adjust the pickup height. Now I was just delving around in my spare parts box, dug out an old pickup that came off one of my guitars ages ago, just to show you what's happening underneath the surface of the guitar. So that's the bit of the pickup that you can see through the pickup ring, and underneath here there's a metal lug either side of the screw hole in. And what we have is we've got the pickup ring which goes on the top of the guitar. Each side there's a screw goes through. On that screw there is a spring, or sometimes you'll see like a little piece of rubber tubing, basically something with a bit of springiness or flex to it, and then that screw goes into the lug on the bottom of the pickup and the screw is tightened up. And the idea is, I've done that because those screw either side and with the springs gives you a means of adjusting the height of the pickup in that pickup ring to get it closer or further away from the strings. So looking back at the guitar, if I wanted to get the pickups a little bit closer to the strings, I could just adjust these screws here and it would wind the pickup up, or I could wind the pickup down. So how close should the pickup be to the strings? So let's take a look at the pickup in a bit more detail, talk about how it's made, how it works. What you've got basically is a combination of magnets and wires. So these are magnets, wire wrapped around it, and it's a phenomenon in physics that if you move something through the through the magnetic field that disrupts the magnetic field, you can induce an electrical current. If you really want to know about the science about it, you can have a look on the internet, Google or Wikipedia or whatever, you'll find plenty of articles. But basically, just the basic principle is, as the strings move over the top of the pickup through the magnetic field, they induce an electrical current. So the closer the string is to the magnets, the more it's going to disrupt the magnetic field, because it's closer to the heart of the magnetic field, it'll cause more disruption, therefore it'll give you more current. Because if you think about when you're playing your guitar, if you pluck the string hard, you get a good sound, it sustains for a long time. If you pick it quite gently, it's a bit weaker, it doesn't sustain for such a long time. If you want a good strong sound, you think, well, I want the pickup to be as close to the strings as possible so I get as big a sound as possible, so I don't have to really belt the strings, hit them really hard. The pickup's going to be doing a lot of the work for me. And that's where you kind of come to a bit of a problem, because you've got two things working in opposition to each other. You've got the fact that the string moving through the magnetic field is going to induce an electrical current. So more disruption, more signal, more sound. But the thing with magnets is they attract metal. Now I know what you're thinking, yeah, whoopie-doo, thanks Dave, magnets attract metal. We don't need a YouTube tutorial to tell us that. But you need to think about what that means in terms of what the pickup's doing on your guitar. The strings are moving through the magnetic field above these pickups, but the magnetic field is also having an effect on the strings. It's not just the strings disturbing that magnetic field to give you an electrical current. As the strings are in that magnetic field, they're being influenced by it, and because the string's fixed at either end of the guitar, it's fixed at the bridge, it's fixed at the nut. There's nowhere really for it to go, but the pickup is actually trying to pull the string down against the magnetic pole pieces. You know, you can try this yourself if you change your strings, you know, and then just take the slack string, it'll stick to the pickup because the pickup's going to attract it. And what that means is, when you're playing normally, the magnetic field from the pickups is actually acting a bit like a brake. It's damping the movement of the strings because it's getting caught in the magnetic field, and the magnetic field's trying to attract the string down to the pole piece on the pickup. And that attraction is obviously stronger the closer that the pickup pole pieces are to the strings. So as you should be able to see, as we're moving the pickup closer to the strings to get a stronger sound, we're actually affecting the movement of the strings, which is going to have a negative impact on the sound. But if you take the pickups too far down, so they're not going to be dragging the strings, the pickups further away, so we don't get a stronger electromagnetic effect, which means the sound's not so good. So really setting the pickup height is a balance between getting the pickup high enough to induce a good strong electrical signal when this pickup, as the string moves through the magnetic field, and not having the magnets in the pickup damping the movement of the strings. And I know some guitarists who, if they have a 2-pickup guitar, will actually take out that neck pickup because they believe that the magnetic field in the pickup, even if you're not using it, it has a damping effect on the movement of the strings. And as with a lot of things, there's no necessarily right or wrong way to approach this. And what we're talking about before there, it's the factors that come into play, you know, the magnetic pull of the pickups against the strings movement through the magnetic field of the pickups to give you the electrical current. And you can, if you like, you can exploit this phenomena by setting the pickup height in a way that you can kind of like fine tune it to give you the sort of sound that you want. Now, moving the pickup closer to the strings, you'll probably get a louder sound, maybe a little bit more punchy. If you take the pickup a little bit further away from the strings, you won't have such a loud sound, but a lot of people say that sounds a little bit more natural because the strings are vibrating in a more natural way. They're not being pulled by the magnetic field from the pickups so much. Like I said, no right way or wrong way. It's something you could experiment with, and if you want to spend some time browsing around on the internet, you should be able to find plenty of articles giving you advice about guitar setup. And if you're really interested in the science behind it, there are some good articles that explain how pickups work from a science point of view, and about magnetic force and things like that. All very interesting stuff if you're scientifically inclined. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you found that interesting, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye for now.